if we could get more Native Americans into it, get more opportunities for tribal people to maybe do their own private aquaculture, because, you know, doing it through the tribe, through your a political body of any sort, be the town, state, it makes it hard. Where me and my dad, we do it privately. You know, it's our blood, sweat, and tears that go into that farm to make everything happen. So you take a lot more pride in it. And, you know, that's why for me, it's like culturally, it's just taking care of the land, reviving the land, and just being able to, like my dad said, live off the land. Like, you know, unfortunately, like everything's different now. Like I have to have money to pay my bills, but this is a way I can live by the moon, by the tides, you know, by the seasons. That traditionally, like, you know, and in history, we got that taken from us. So now, to me, aquaculture is a way I can do it and be successful. And I'm young, I own my own house, I own my own business, my truck's paid off, like, you know, and I'm still progressing. And, you know, my cousins that only can wild harvest, they're kind of fighting over all the clams that everyone else is. And, you know, so it's very important to me to show success and my dad to get as successful as possible, and really let people know that they're the people who fed the Pilgrims, the descendants, you know, like the Mastery Wampanoags, maybe not specifically, but, you know, there was slave trade. There's a lot of things going on through the King Philip's War. Like, we're descendants of the Wampanoag people, and, you know, it's me, my father, one guy in Bourne, and then the actual tribe has a farm. So in the whole state of Massachusetts, only 4 Native American farms, and 3 of them, as far as I know, are the only private ones that are like running businesses that are out there. Like really, we're pushing the native line of oysters. So you know that when you're getting a Cape Cod native or a Duck Island oyster, like we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into it. We're people of this land. You know, we're being stewards of the land. You know, we enjoy this, and we're always gonna do it. You know, I don't see this as one day I'm gonna retire. It might slow down, but, you know, like I plan to be out there until I can't move. You know, my grandfather, he's getting older. He's in the 70s, but, like, you know, I can't really bring him out fishing as much as I used to. But I have him work from home. We're allowed to, like, you know, cull some oysters at home. So he's still 70-something years old. I keep him moving. He loves it, and he takes some of my jumbo oysters, bring them to all my cousins. Like, and because of pollution, you know, my great aunts and them haven't seen oysters that big in years and years and years. And so it's like nice to like see the smile on like an 80-something-year-old elder's face when they're like, I haven't seen oysters like this since the 70s. My great aunts, they were all well known on Cape Cod. Like when you went scallop fishing, or, you know, they had the shuck houses, they were the women in there shucking. I mean, my grandfather, he told me a story about when he was a little kid, he was the one who dump out the buckets of the row when they're shucking the scallops. Like that was like one of his very first jobs. And then also, you know, his father died when he was 10 years old, and he would get it's now in New Seabury, but my great-grandmother was the baker at the Pomponessa Inn, and my grandfather at 10 years old, he would get his little lunchbox, a basket, and they'd leave him down in Pomponessa Bay. She'd be like, all right, fill that thing up, and I'll come pick you up when I'm done with work. So there was always, like, kids were always either hunting, fishing, and my grandfather was the one that, they were like, all right, put him in, a little 10-year-old in the bay for the day and let him fill up a big thing of chowders, and that's what he did. So it's just, to me, always carrying that tradition. When I was a child, we used to go camping on Washburn's Island, and my favorite thing to do was digging quahogs, you know, with my hands and feet. I loved it. I was a little kid, though, so I was like, did not want to eat the quahogs. Like, I like digging them, giving to the adults, but, you know, I didn't want to eat them. And that's where even part of the culture, well, one of my dad's friends used to be like, what kind of Wampanoag are you? You don't eat a quahog. So as I got older, I was like, oh, I got to eat these. That's what it is, you know, like, you know, hunting, the fishing, you know, we did all that also. But to me, the shellfishing was always the bread and butter, or see someone gets laid off, you know, you can go out there and muscle the bull rake around and make ends meet. So to me, once I started working at Aquaculture Research Corporation, I'm seeing $5,000 worth of cohogs coming in one day. I'm like, why does none of my cousins do this? No, why does the tribe not know this? Like, why has no one pursued this? Like, and that's how my dad felt. So I was in college, I was a little busy. My dad went hardcore, like working nights, doing the tides during the day, and built a business. I got as much information as I could and gave him everything I could, and then we're here where we are today. Like, we're like one of the fastest growing businesses in the history of Barnstable Harbor. Just being my own boss and being free and being one with nature all the time. Like, it's the perfect job for a Native American. You wouldn't want to do anything else. Maybe I would like to maybe have a few more days off to go tuna fishing, but I'm still always going to be on the water and doing this kind of thing. I was in